Okay, everyone, so we are back again for the last installment of watching me do my tutorials. This time we're going to be doing the 2000s. I'm really excited about this one. I've been thinking a lot about it this week, how I'm going to pull this one off. Um, Before we start our regular foundation routine, something I'm actually going to do different is I'm going to go in with this Wonder Glow Instant Focus Beauty Primer from Charlotte Tilbury. And the reason I'm using this is because it's got a shimmery kind of undertone, if you can see. Yeah. So I'm going to be applying this under my foundation because fun fact about the 2000s is that everything was glowy and shimmery and kind of like you fell onto a Claire's cosmetic rack. So I'm going to go in with my foundation again and I'll be back when that's done. Okay, so now that I've set my base, everything is looking pretty luminous. That's why I'm a fan of sparkly primers. And they're still pretty popular today. And honestly, I use this all the time. So something about the 2000s that was a little different, but you know what? I liked it. We're doing thin brows. So in the 90s, women had a trend where they quickly plucked all of their brows away and they got really pencil thin. So hence women started using pencils. So I'm going to fill mine in with the Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof. We've used it before and I'll be back. Okay, so for the 90s, everything was very bright and sparkly, as we've already mentioned. For this, I'm going to be using my Jeffree Star palette again. I'll say it for the third time. Horrible Man, great palette. I think I'm going to be going in with this, oh goodness, what's it called? Candy Floss and this white color here, kind of doing a very light, sparkly thing. I'll get started on that and let you know how I did it. Okay, so what I've done here is I've gone in with this pure matte white glucose and I've kind of just set my whole lid and a little bit up my socket just to give me a solid base and kind of get that brightness I want. Now I'm going to take a flat doe foot brush. Let me see, kind of like this, and I'm just going to pack on the sparkles to my eyes. This was the look and it was super cute. Okay, so as you can see, I've kind of put a little bit of that pink on my lid. It's frosted and very subtle, but that was the look of the 2000s. So now I'm going to go in and do the final touch of the eyeshadow, and I'm going to take that white color again. The 2000s was very white, pink, blue, and I'm just going to place it on my inner corner right here. So I think the look that people were trying to achieve was very bright and bold colors. Bold, sorry, just bright and frosted. So I'm going to repeat this on my other eye and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that I've done that, something else I'm going to do here is I am going to take my flat toe foot brush and I'm just going to mist it a little bit, just a little bit. That's all you're going to need. Something about the 2000s that women like to do to add a little pop to their lives was put some glitter on their lid. So I'm going to go in with the Animal Crossing color pop collaboration. This is called 5 Star Island and the shade is Island Designer. So I'm going to put that on my lids and then I'll be back. So if you get a little bit of glitter fallout, that's okay. Glitter was everywhere in the 2000s. So yeah, I finished with my eyes. Now I'm gonna go in and do the eyeliner. Something of the 2000s that I haven't seen much these days, but it's kind of a look. When I was growing up, the person I was most obsessed with in the entire world was Hilary Duff. And she did this beautiful trend where she would take a black eye pencil and do her top and her lower. So I'm gonna do that and I'll come back and show you how it looks. Okay, so I've applied my liner on the top and the bottoms. This technique is actually called tight lining. Um, that means that you're trying to get as tight to the lash line as humanly possible. It is a little intimidating, but with practice, you can do it. I struggled for a while, but you'll figure it out. I am feeling pretty confident. I'm feeling my inner Hilary Duff here, and I'm quite happy. So now I'm gonna go in, put on mascara, kind of just like how you would normally. This time, make sure you're doing tops and bottoms. This was very important in the 2000s. Okay, so now that this is done, I am going to go in with my blush. We didn't use a lot of contour or bronzer much in the 2000s, a little bit of bronzer. The one that I always stick with is the Benefit Hoola in light because I'm very light. I really like this product. I kind of use it every day when I'm doing my makeup. But I mean, with COVID, I couldn't tell you the last time I did it that wasn't for one of these videos. So I'm gonna do my bronzer and I'll be back. Okay, so it's as easy as that. It's very, very subtle, and that's kind of the point. We didn't get heavy-handed with the bronzer until the 2010s. Let me tell you, Benefit was making a lot of money. So now for the blush, I'm going to use my very favorite color that I always use, which is Party by Tarte. This is a very pale pink, and this was the thing for the 2000s. Everything was bubblegum pink and sparkly. Kind of loved it, especially when you were like 12 growing up in that. It's the best time. So just subtly hitting the apples of our cheeks. If you ever struggle to find the apples of your cheeks, you can do the thing, but since it's me, I've been doing my face for years, I know where they are. There. And yeah, it's a little like you can tell that there's blush. That was the one of the main things for the face, but again, not super important. Okay, and my favorite step of the 2000s is highlight. A product that I'm going to be using that came out in the 2000s is Champagne Pop by Becca. It was made like 2008, 2009, I believe. So it was right before the 2010s. But in the 2010s, this thing was sold out. I'm going to be honest, I've never owned one of these until I was 22. So it's been impossible to get because it's beautiful. So like we've been discussing, the 2000s is all about highlight and bright and sparkly. So I'm going to hit the tops of my cheekbones here, and you can see how it kind of adds like a luminous glow. Paint it on the other side. A technique that I learned that kind of just makes your face go woo is doing a little on the nose. You don't want to do too much. You don't want to look like a disco ball, but the 2000s was about disco balls, and we lived for it. So when you're doing this, like too much highlight is not a thing. I'm even going to hit my forehead, which is quite funny because it completely contradicts everything else that you would do in the 2000s, which was matte foundation. Okay, so now I'm going to go in, do my lip, and this look. For the 2000s, we kind of stuck to more pink glossy look. So I'm going to do that for you and I'll be back. Okay, so I have done my pink lip. The one that I used is from Guerlain. It's very nice. And now I'm going to put a gloss over top of it, and this is the look. And so this is the finished look. The 2000s, we've talked for, it was very bright and very pink. And yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for sticking with me through all of these videos. I know it's been a little crazy, but we did it, and I'm proud of myself, and I hope you learned something. Thank you so much.